good morning from sunny Las Vegas, Nevada. Today we are headed on a flight and we are also going to try out some new film equipment. And that's actually a big question that I get from you guys. I get a lot of messages about the type of gear I use and how to film these videos. So I'm gonna bring you a little behind the scenes. I'm gonna show you the gear that I have, how I get it set up, and give you a little bit of insight on what it's like to make videos just like this one. So here is a quick look at the gear I have. I have two of these. These are the GoPro Hero 10 Blacks. I have two of those. You'll notice that some of them don't have the battery door. It's because that's where I plug in my audio to. There are special doors that you can get that still have a hole there for you, but mine I just leave like this. Now, these are two of my new cameras that we'll be testing today. These are the Hero 12 Blacks. These are different. So we have 4 GoPros. And now adding an Insta360 X4 to the mix. This is what I'm gonna put on the wing today. I've never used an Insta360 before. So this will be really interesting to see what kind of footage we get out on the wing now. And this is the remote for it. So since it's on the wing, obviously in flight you don't have an opportunity to change the batteries like we can on the GoPros. So it's really important to be able to have a way to talk to the camera from the cockpit to the wing and turn it off and on to be able to save the battery, to be able to hopefully get those really nice landing shots. You'll notice in some of my videos, the landing shots from the wing don't exist. That's because I used to have a GoPro out there, and GoPro, their reliability to the app was very poor. So sometimes I could talk to the GoPro and sometimes I couldn't. So a lot of times it would just die. So hopefully this is a good solution. And other things, right now I'm using the DJI mics. These are really awesome. This is where the actual control unit goes. That's plugged into my phone right now. I have one of these mics on, and here's the second mic. They are nice little clip-ons, or this is a magnet so you can put it onto a shirt if you wanted to. These are very awesome. And then I have a DJI gimbal. I don't use this a ton, but it does come in handy when I'm filming by myself to be able to get a lot better shots when I'm on my own. And this is an attachment for it. So your phone goes right into this and clips right onto the gimbal. And that's the basics. That's the gear. Now this is the point in the process where normally I start to get everything set up, get all the cameras rigged into the cockpit, get the one on the wing, and during this time, that's when you guys see the really cool montage and some fancy music. But today you don't get the full montage. You're gonna come with me behind the scenes and I'm gonna show you how I set up my gear. So now we are at the plane. 4 of the GoPros are going to be dispersed in the cockpit. The key for me is I keep the mounts up where they are, and so all I do is bring the cameras home to charge them and take the SD card, stuff like that, but I don't take the mounts down every single time. So I will have one on this mount that looks forward out the nose, one on this mount that's looking at us so you can see our faces, one on this sticky mount that looks down at the panel so you have a really nice panel view and it still looks out the windscreen a little, and then we'll have one over here that looks outside the window. So then we have one that looks out the window on the right, and then on the left hand side we'll have a camera that is from the wing. So these just kind of plug and play. So shimmy it in there, close it, and then I'll turn it on and check the view and the angle. Make sure we get a lot of the cockpit there. That's great. Then some of the cameras will be recording audio. So for example, this one is one that I like to record audio. So I will plug in the audio cord. Then the end piece I will put over here in our old cigarette tray that is now our intercom. So you don't have to have headsets plugged in for the audio to work. You just have to have it plugged into the jacks. So then it'll look something like this. And then I will take tape or I will tuck it places to make sure that the cord is out of the way. This one I can usually just tuck under this panel a little bit. And then it goes straight to the back here. And it stays completely out of our way. So now I have it all completed. I have two that are on the windscreen, one looking forward, one looking at us. I have one that looks at the panel, one back here, and I have 3 audio cords. You're asking, Mindy, why do you need 3 audio cords? If you do just one and that audio cord doesn't work, the whole video is trashed. And that's happened to me twice now, which was too many times. So now I stream audio into multiple cameras. It also helps me in the editing phase to sync all the cameras up. So it makes editing go by a lot faster, and then I'm sure that I'm getting audio from our flights. So now I have all the cameras ready. I have Kevin inside. We're pre-flighted, ready to fly. And then once we get in the airplane, I'll enlighten you a little bit more about how we do everything. But right before we start, I'll turn on all the cameras, have them recording. That way we get the engine start, and then we'll go from there. Clear. Did you guys hear that? That as we put on the headsets, the engine sound fades out. It's my favorite little trick.
And I love these Bose A30s.
And then usually I will have the ATIS started pretty immediately to get you guys in the flying mode, even though we're still getting the cockpit set up. The ATIS really isn't on, but you might hear it like right now.
Henderson Executive Airport Information Mike 1455 Zulu observation. Wind 20014, visibility 10. Sky clear. Temperature 34, check density, altitude dew point -1, altimeter 3004. Visual approach and use runways 17. All jets considered ready for departure upon reaching runway 17, monitor tower. Multiple cranes in the vicinity of Henderson Airport, check NOTAMs. Clearance delivery combined at ground control. Advise on initial contact, you have Mike.
All right, we have Mike. You just skipped to when we're actually listening to it. So we kind of cut you out of a little bit of the middle part. That's the key to these videos, is cutting out all the boring stuff for you guys. So now we are taxiing out to the fuel farm, which is where this particular airport likes you to call for your taxi clearance and do your run-up. So we're gonna go there. I'm gonna cut out about 90% of this taxi because it's just hangars. There's not a lot of cool views for you guys. So magically, we're gonna be at the fuel farm. And we're at the fuel farms.
We are here.
So I cut out obviously a lot of our flight for entertainment. This is not a full flight, so just remember as you're watching that a lot of things are cut out, just like this run up that we're about to do right now. Welcome back again. Wow, you guys keep taking a lot of breaks. Wow, where do you guys keep going? The run up is done. All of our checklists are completed. Sometimes I keep the run up in the video, sometimes I don't. If I think, or if I'm in editing and there's not a lot of great stuff in the flight and I need more content, I'll leave it in. Typically I take it out because I personally find it boring, and it's my video. So sometimes they're in the videos, sometimes they're not. You just have to keep watching to find out. So now we are going to call for our taxi, and we'll make sure we bring you guys along for that part.
Henderson ground, Skylane 3802 Delta at the fuel island with information. Mike requests taxi for a southwest departure.
On ground, standby. Calling Henderson ground, go ahead.
Skylane 3802 Delta at the fuel island with Mike requests southwest departure.
November 3802 Delta, runway 17 right, taxi via hotel.
Runway 17 right, taxi via hotel, Skylane 02 Delta, thanks.
You're welcome. November 5 Victor Tango, cross runway 17 right at Echo, straight into the ramp, this frequency you take.
It's crazy how hot the CHTs get, just idle.
Straight to the ramp.
Yep.
Sir, 55 Victor Tango. At Echo.
All right, we are on our taxi now. What you guys didn't see was like 8 minutes or so of us waiting for the taxi clearance.
Yep, I'm sure if you've been following along, Henderson needs bodies.
Yeah, if you want to be a controller, I guess you have to be a controller. If you're a controller, why don't you come be our neighbor? Come work at Henderson, because they need you guys so bad.
So bad. We got our controllers here that bust their butts. I know it seems like at times, if you watch the video, that they're having a tough go. But to be honest, the past 3 months, there's been one person working in the tower, and I really feel for that. Like this morning, it's not that busy, but she's working, clearance, ground, and local. And in those 8 minutes, she probably talked to about 10 planes, and it's just tough.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate.
Okay, coming up on 17 right. Clear right?
Clear right. Winds 210 and like 10. Tell me when you're ready for me to call.
I'm ready.
Henderson Tower, Skylane 3802 Delta, hold it short, runway 17 right at hotel.
Skylane 3802 Delta, Henderson Tower, runway 17 right, clear for takeoff.
Runway 17 right, clear for takeoff. Skylane 02 Delta, thanks.
Okay. Lights are on. Final is clear. We're going to line up, then we're going to keep our mixture a little bit leaned. It's still in the morning, so it's not super hot yet.
Yeah, it's only 94.
17 right confirmed.
Confirmed.
Ready?
Yep.
Power's set full. Achieving full airspeeds alive. 55 knots, that's our rotation. Gently pull off the ground. Hit our brakes.
Henderson Tower, good morning again, Skyhawk 2.
We'll fly at the track center line.
4,500 inbound to land.
We need to nose over, but not too much. We got to keep below our flap speed right now, which is 86.
Tower, IDA.
Now we're safely departed from the runway. Flaps are retracting.
November 4 Golf Zulu, fly eastbound enter the extended right downwind.
Flaps are now 0. Now we can keep our speed coming up. That really hinders our speed with our flaps. Since our flap speed's so low, we have to keep the plane pretty slow with those in. Everything looking good. T's and P's are in the green. CHTs are climbing already, so we do need to shallow out the climb. The tricky part here about Vegas and the heat is you need to climb because of terrain, but it's so hot that you need a level to cool things off and pull power back and get airflow.
You can turn
short runway 17 right at hotel.
So it gets tricky. For example, right now, I can't do a full power climb. My CHTs are climbing really fast.
My personal minimum is 400. They're already at 414, which I really don't like, but there's not a way to keep them lower besides managing and doing what we're doing right now.
But the good news is we're above the terrain that we planned for. That's the key is...
Yeah, we planned a departure route knowing that we would have limited climb performance, not based on the heat, but based on us not wanting to overheat our engine. We could have full power in right now and get some pretty decent climb performance, but that would be at the risk of burning up our engine, which is just not worth it. So we planned for a reduced power climb and some level offs, and this is the way that we get out. And our CHTs are coming back.
Number 944 Tango Hotel.
I have a slow climb still going, 500 feet per minute, while CHTs are coming down now because I pulled power back, nosed over, got some good airflow, and now I can resume my climb.
Turn right, fly eastbound, enter extended right downwind, runway 17 right.
It should be behind us now. I got him.
Cool. Nice. Way to manage that. That was really good. All right, let's see.
It's just a few seconds later, CHTs are 405 and descending. Oil temperature is at 190, so that's a healthy range. I'm okay with that. Just keeping an eye on those, and I mean the key to that, the Garmin EIS 275. If I didn't have that, and we had our original Mojo panel, I would be painfully ignorant and unaware to myself burning the engine up because those heats happened 200 feet above the ground.
Yep.
If I were to not have this information, I would think to myself, oh, like, yeah, once I'm probably around 1,000, 1,500 feet, I need to start thinking about cooling the engine on a hot day like today. But it's not true. It happens so much faster than I would have ever predicted, and I only know that because of my Garmin 275. This EIS is the most important piece of equipment we have in our entire airplane.
100%.
I know we love autopilot, we love our fancy map, all that stuff. I love it, but this is what saves you money in the long run.
It really does.
Just passing off your right.
Turning right and we'll fly to westbound for 172.
November 4 Golf Zulu, runway 17 right, clear to land.
Wait, till I am runway 17 right, 4 Golf Zulu.
Got 4 Tango Hotel traffic and a...
You managed that really good.
About
What?
11,
You managed that really good.
Oh, thanks.
westbound, indicating 3.
Well, that last flight we had was good practice for me.
Yeah.
And we have a flight for Tango.
Eastern ground, good morning, clear to Burbank via radar vectors Creso.
Because we want to kind of cut through this low point, because if not, the terrain rises pretty quick.
Maintain 7,000. Expect flight level 2003, minutes.
But we need to be, so 4,300 feet is the highest of those peaks right there, but you see the valley? That'd be fine to go through. So I'd kind of like wrap around this one and then see that little lowest point.
Now we are turning to cross a bit of a range. We didn't even tell you guys, we're heading south to Havasu today.
Yeah, why not?
And to get there, we have to cross a little bit of terrain. And that's where these conversations come into play on how much can you push the plane and the engine to get above that terrain. So yeah, it's a lot of pre-planning, obviously, but it's a lot of decisions in the cockpit. So you have to have your plan A, B, and C ready to go. If we were able to continue this climb right now safely and under our temperature limitations, we would go farther, we would climb more and come back, we'd find a different place to cross once we got down the line. It's weighing out all your options on what's safe for you that day, and it could change every flight. Like, you just have to have, you just need to have your options already.
Yeah, this is the easier way in the summer to get southeastbound.
Yeah, if we wanted to depart southeast from the airport, you're allowed to. If you watch my last video going to the Grand Canyon, that's exactly the way I went last time over the ridge. It was much cooler out then, and I had the performance and the coolness to be able to do that. We can't make it over the ridge now.
It's about 2,000 feet of altitude you got to gain in about 5.5 miles. So obviously the performance of the 182 is capable of that, but like Mindy said earlier, our CHTs are the problem.
And oil temperature.
And oil temperature.
We're balancing both.
When I fly, so I fly Skyhawks, SR-20s, and 22s. The 20s and the Skyhawks, you might see 200 feet per minute, maybe, right now.
Whew.
So hot, maybe. So we don't go southeast, ever.
Yep, you gotta choose your battles, and burning up my engine is not the battle for me today. Not today.
4,500.
But we're doing great now. We got our temperatures under control, and I'm kind of intermittently climbing based on that. Once I see that the temperatures start to increase again, I just kind of level for a minute, because we're at a safe altitude now, and get some airflow rolling, and then once that they're at a good temperature, then I kind of bring that gentle climb back in.
And to be clear, even if we weren't filming, this is how we'd be talking to each other.
Oh yeah.
Like, that's the best part about how Mindy runs her channel, is like, this is what normally is going to be happening. You know, obviously we're talking to you guys to bring you along, but like, we got to talk out loud and talk through like the problem. You know, that's what's being a pilot. Like, we're flatlanders from Florida. So this is all stuff that's new. Obviously, the past 4 months I've been flying. You know, I've gained about 450 hours already. So I've learned pretty quickly what you can and cannot do, but that's in different planes.
That is an interesting point to bring up about filming. We're talking about filming today. If you're going to film, you kind of have to ignore the cameras. There's one thing I love about cameras is what you just brought up. It makes you speak out loud. I think that makes really great polished pilots to be able to talk while you do things. It makes you a great instructor. It makes you a great host for your passengers that don't know what's going on. So I think the practice of talking to cameras is good. However, not at the expense of the safety of your flight, missing your checklist, fumbling with the way it looks while you're on final approach, not at the expense of any of that. You guys may have seen videos of mine in the past where cameras fall, and I'll pick it up 20, 30 minutes later when it's a safe time to do so. So it's just really important to know that.
Now I'm so fine. You look at me when I say I'm not emotional. I haven't cried for days. I run in pains. I'm so fine. Do you see me through? I don't mind it. You don't want the truth. I don't get triggered by a thing. Next day I can't stop spiraling. Messing my head so bad, but I'm fine. I'm so fine, Billy. Tell me how to live and let it go. How the hell am I supposed to know? Messing my head, but baby, I'm fine. I'm so fine.
Have you ever wanted to hear the wildest, most unbelievable aviation stories?
Sir, it's the FAA. We're not sure what it's about.
I have to punch him hard in the chest to get him to let go.
Mixture, full forward, land the plane, punch in the face.
You know, the ones usually told late at night in the hangar over a few drinks.
They just took crap on the chair in the control room.
She could have crashed. Why did you bring us to the wrong airport?
Love aviation, but want a brain break from all the tech talk, career interviews, and educational side of things? Well, I'm excited to introduce you to our new podcast, Captain John Doe.
Captain John Doe isn't just one person. He is all of us, the anonymous keeper of all aviation stories, especially the ones that we want to share, but might not want to put our names on. This podcast is where those stories live. The stories that make us laugh, make us think, and sometimes just shake our head in disbelief.
So, you ever had a jaw-dropping aviation moment that you wanted to share, but you wanted to stay anonymous? This podcast is for you. And guess what? The first few episodes are dropping on August 6th. So be sure to stay tuned, because the Captain John Doe podcast is taking off.
Okay, we are on the 45, and the only traffic landing in front of us is the Hawk that's on base.
Yes.
Okay.
Then there's a alumni airplane.
Company traffic.
Company. My riddle knots.
Riddle dots. It is like fire coming in through the air vents.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Yes.
It's not even helping.
Nope. toasty. Remember, we're going almost to sea level.
700 feet.
Yeah.
Alright, fuel's on both. Trim is good for now. Landing light is on because we are clear to land. Mixture is still coming in.
Where are you,
Speed's
Riddle?
coming back. And Hawk is on the runway.
Look at that thing. Moving.
That thing fangin'.
Havasu traffic, 02 Delta's entering the left downwind runway 32, Havasu.
Not a factor, they're gonna fly over us and then make their teardrop. We'll be on the ground before they're on base.
Yep.
Havasu traffic, Hawk 285, clearing off 32 Alpha 3, taxi Alpha to the ramp, Havasu.
Havasu traffic, Pilatus 1471 Romeo, departing runway 32, will be a left turn out. Havasu.
Oh, new species.
New species.
Havasu
Alright.
Riddle 38 over the
I'll beam
airport.
the numbers below our flap speed. Flaps coming on.
Entry left downwind, runway 32, Havasu traffic.
And slowly start our descent. We're gonna base, continue the descent. Flaps 2, help our altitude come down a little faster. Alright, looks good. Final's clear.
Final's clear.
Runway's clear.
Havasu traffic, 02 Delta, turn and final, runway 32, Havasu.
Havasu City traffic, Riddle 38, making a right teardrop entry into the left downwind, runway 32.
Alright, runway 32 is identified. Beautiful. Last notch of flaps. Well, actually I have another, but I only use 3. Just keeping it off the runway. Power is now idle. One, 2, 3.
Oh, she's got it still.
Havasu traffic, Riddle 38, a beam midfield, left downwind, runway 32,
Yeah.
Havasu traffic.
Have a little quartering tailwind. I could feel that there at the last second.
It was calm until you got over the runway.
Yeah. Don't love a tailwind. It always makes the plane act so freaking squirrely. Havasu traffic, Skylane 3802 Delta is clear of the runway, taxiing back runway 32. Havasu. All right, guys, we made it to Havasu. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you enjoyed a little bit of the behind the scenes of what it's like to film. That's just kind of a piece of it. And we'll be back with you guys hopefully soon for some more flights. We're excited to start exploring more out west from Las Vegas. It's been really difficult in the heat, so we are kind of got to wait for it to cool down before we get to do some really cool adventures, because we are a little limited.
It's just a little too hot.
Yeah, but thanks for coming along, and we will catch you guys next time.
I'll see ya.